Hey everybody, this is Body Powell with the Android Anthem, and thanks to my friends over at Verizon Wireless, I have finally got my hands on a Galaxy Note 9, and it's time to unbox it. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 was released in August 2018. Now this is an iterative year for Samsung, meaning as a buyer, you shouldn't be expecting too much to change from last year's Note 8. Inside the box, you're going to find Samsung's Fast Charge Power Brick, which supports Qualcomm's Quick Charge 2.0 feature. The Note 9 also supports wireless fast charging, but that's only with their proprietary wireless charger. Next up is the charging cord itself, which is a USB Type-C to USB Type-A connection and is 4 foot long in length. This will allow you to charge from your computer without an adapter. Speaking of adapters, there is one of those in the box too, but this one is strictly meant to assist you with the move process from your old phone to your new Note 9. It's a USB Type-A female to a USB Type-C male connector. Here's something that will make all audiophiles happy. Samsung was generous enough to continue putting a pair of AKG earbuds in the box. And this is because they also are one of the only manufacturers to continue to put a 3.5mm headphone jack on the phone itself. Lastly, because it is a Note device with an S Pen, Samsung provides some extra S Pen tips and a small gripper tool that will help you pull the old tip out in case it becomes damaged or dysfunctional in any way. Now that we've got everything out of the box, let's take a look at the device itself. Both the front and the back of the Note 9 are made of Gorilla Glass 5. The screen is a hair larger than last year, just 0.1 of a millimeter actually, which means the frame is a hair taller and wider as well. On the right side of the phone is where you'll find the power button all by its lonesome. But on the left side of the phone is the volume up and down rocker, as well as the Bixby 2.0 hardware button. Love it or hate it, Bixby is still around, and rumor has it that you cannot disable it on this phone like you could on last year. The top of the Note 9 is pretty much bare with only one tray which holds the SIM and SD card. And the bottom has a lot going on with the aforementioned headphone jack, along with the USB-C charging port, one of 2 speakers, and that infamous S Pen. The back is a long, tall piece of Gorilla Glass 5 with cutouts at the top for 2 12-megapixel camera lenses, an LED flash, a heart rate sensor, and a fingerprint sensor. Learning from last year's Note 8 negativity, Samsung has moved the fingerprint sensor to the center of the phone, as opposed to off to the left-hand side of the camera. But if you ask me, the placement is still too high on such a tall phone. And finally, the front. The 6.4-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display. Also made of Gorilla Glass 5, it dons a curved edge on both the left and right side of the screen. A characteristic that Samsung seems to think helps shadow the fact that it's not sincerely edge to edge. Along the top of the front is an 8-megapixel selfie camera and a second speaker. Traditionally used for just phone calls, Samsung has now paired the 2 speakers together for a stereo sound, and from initial usage, it's quite nice. Samsung dropped the home button from its phones last year, and I'm glad to say that it's still gone. Their on-screen home button with haptic feedback works and feels just like a physical button, but with truly more screen real estate. The interior parts of the phone include the newest Snapdragon 845 processor from Qualcomm. This model is 128GB of storage with 6GB of RAM, but there's another model with 512GB of storage and 8GB of RAM. The Note 9 packs a nicely sized 4000 mAh battery. Being that it is larger than last year's battery, I hope it will serve its purpose to provide more hourly usage. Only time will tell. The operating system is last year's released Android Oreo 8.0. Android Pie 9 was released at the same time as this phone and in the same month, which leaves me boggled as to why a large manufacturer such as Samsung couldn't release one of their hottest new phones on this year's operating system, but instead continued to use last year's. Let me not forget that once again, Samsung provides an IP68 waterproof and dustproof rating, which will allow the phone to be submerged up to 5 foot in water for as long as 30 minutes. If you live in the United States, this phone is available in either lavender purple or ocean blue. However, in other parts of the world, you have 2 more colors to choose from: metallic copper and midnight black. Whether you buy the Note 9 directly from Samsung or finance it monthly from Verizon or AT&T, you're going to be paying the same amount of money. $999 for the 128GB version or $1,249 for the 512GB version. And that, my friends, is everything you get in the box when you buy the new Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our full review of the Note 9 here at the Android Anthem.